Alright, ladies and gents, in today's video, it's one that's long overdue and I get a lot of requests for. We're going to talk about waders. What waders are best for you, because the waders I wear may not work better for you. You may find something that works better for you, but I have a lot of different options. I have Bootfoot waders, Stockingfoot waders, I have some wading pants we'll talk about, and I have boots. We'll talk about boots, and we'll go over sizes. How to size these waders and size the boots, because there are some little ins and outs with it, especially because the biggest thing is not just keeping you dry, but keeping you comfortable so you can keep fishing. Make sure you stay tuned to the very end. After the wrap up, I have a big announcement. If you guys are paying attention to Instagram, you might know what it is, but if not, stay tuned to the end and we'll find out all about it. All right, the first waders I want to talk about are the boot-on waders, and basically what that means is these are the waders where the boot's attached, so you don't have to buy an extra pair of boots. So that's one of the pros with these, is you don't have the extra expensive boots. These are tide-weed waders, and they're neoprene. They're considered hunting waders. So you can see in the front they have little places for shells, because typically a lot of guys use these for duck hunting. Because with ducks, they're obviously in the water, so you gotta either be in a small boat or actually standing in the reeds waiting for the ducks to come by. But these are extra thick. They're made of neoprene, and they have a lot of warmth to them. But the drawback with that can be, if you're in a warmer environment like Southern California, you're gonna get hot wearing these. I've taken these up to Pyramid, and they worked great. But it's a very cold environment. Down here where it's warmer, they might not be as great. And typically how you size these boot-in waders and even some of the Stockingfoot waders is the general guide is your shoe size. But you need to be careful with that, because like say I'm an average size guy. I'm 5'9", 185 pounds. Don't have a lot of curves, as you would say, like women have hips, obviously. So I can get a size 9, size 10, and the rest of the wader will fit me pretty good. My wife, on the other hand, has smaller feet, but being a woman, she has some hips, so these waders probably wouldn't fit her. Or they would fit her, but the boots would be way too big. So she has to look at the shoe size, get her shoe size, then look at the dimensions of how those waders are made, because all waders are not created equal, obviously. And some are bigger, some are smaller, even in regards to the boots. And some people, you may have to get custom waders made. A lot of these companies will do that. If you have small feet, big feet, and a narrow frame, they can work it out and get you some waders to you. Because the biggest thing when you're wearing these is comfort, because you're going to be on your feet for a long time in a very cold environment typically, so you want to be comfortable. All right, these next waders are, I believe, another boot-in pair. These are the White River nylon waders, and again, got the boot in. These are some my wife tried originally, and they were okay, but she has a very small foot, and this is a size 8 men's, but the waders fit her, but the boots were just way too big because they're a size 8 for men, and obviously women's sizes are much smaller. But this is a different material, not quite as hot as the Tideweeds, because they're made out of nylon. And with the nylon, you get a lot more breathability. And what that means is some of the waders I'll show you in a minute are made of a much thicker material that doesn't breathe very well. They're inexpensive waders. And what happens is when you're in a cold environment, your body heat against that cold environment will create what's called condensation. And you will actually get wet in the waders. You'll feel sweaty and get uncomfortable. I mean, you won't be soaked, but it's nowhere near as comfortable. It's kind of like if you put a trash bag over your legs and feet and got in the water.
You serious?
Eventually, you're going to heat up in there, and it's going to be kind of like being a baked potato almost. And you're just going to feel wet and uncomfortable, and that's definitely not what you want. So typically, if you're going to wade for a long time, like spend hours in the waders, you want to get something more breathable. If you're just going to spend a few minutes at a time in the waders, then you can get something that doesn't breathe as much, and you'll be just fine. You can take them off. These next waders are some Runkle waders, and these are like $50 waders. They're very inexpensive, but the only issue with them is they don't make them anymore. But these are boot-in waders, just like the other ones. But they're a much different material. They don't breathe as well as those other nylons. It's a nylon type material. It seems like it's rubber coated. And the downside with these, they are inexpensive, but they don't breathe as well, and you're not going to be as comfortable. But these would work great if you're at, like, say, the mud hole, and you're just going to put them on for a little while and fish, and then you can take them off and stay on the shore. You know, then these would be a great option. Or if you want to just try out waders, and you aren't like me, I go up to the Sierras. I'll spend 12 hours in my waders sometimes. So I really want something that's going to be comfortable. So, because even spending that much time in really comfortable waders is uncomfortable. It's not great. So that's something to consider. Is how much fishing you're going to do. Are you just trying it out? Are you just going to fish for very short periods of time wearing the waders, or are you going to be doing a lot of hiking, wearing them all day, and really putting some use to them? You might want to consider buying a more expensive pair. All right, now moving on to the Stockingfoot waders, and these are the waders I probably wear the most. First ones I'll bring up is actually my first pair of Stockingfoot waders. These are made by 8 Fans, and they're available on Amazon. And they aren't that expensive. I think they're like 130 bucks. But as you can see, that's what the Stockingfoot is. Basically, it's a neoprene sock that's watertight. And then one of the drawbacks of this is you have the extra expense of buying boots, but you can buy boots that are really comfortable. So if you need to hike anywhere, like in the Sierras, we do a lot of hiking. It's much better to do it in these Stockingfoot waders with some nice boots, as opposed to the boot-in waders, because the fit on a rubber boot usually isn't as good as you can get with these. Biggest thing when you're buying more inexpensive waders is really the materials they use and the construction. So these breathe great. They're very comfortable, but the materials aren't as good. And as you can see, like back here, I got some patches in it because it already got holes in it from using it. Like here's another one right over here. I had to patch it. So that's kind of the trade-off. These are great waders, and they're inexpensive, so it's a good pair if you want to get into it and see if it's something you really want to do or aren't going to do maybe a lot. You know, just once in a while up in the Sierras. Something in the $100–130 range with a boot fit, or a stocking foot might be a good option to try. And if you really get into it, then you can kind of upgrade to some of the other waders I have here. Now this next pair is a Simms. I think they're tributaries, and these are I think one of the more inexpensive versions of the Simms waders. Now Simms is a brand name, obviously, and they are very, very nice waders. However, these are one of the lower end models. I think these retail for about 200 bucks. I got them at the recent Bart Hall show. They had them half off, so I got them for 100 bucks. So I figured, hey, why not? Good set of backup waders. But one thing that's important that you don't have with the boot-in waders is, since you have to wear boots, you have to use something that's called a gravel guard. And that's this little bit right here. And what this does is when you put your boot on, you got to slide this elastic over the boot and take this little buckle and buckle it into your laces. And what that does is when you're walking around in rivers and streams or these lakes that have a lot of fine gravel, it kicks the gravel up into the water and it can get into your boot, and it can get uncomfortable, and it can also damage your sock here, and then you're going to start getting leaks. So you definitely need, with these Stockingfoot waders, you need some gravel guards to help keep those rocks out of there. And some waders do not come with gravel guards, but you can buy them. Like Simms makes some of the other companies make them, and they just wrap right around your boot with Velcro. But these are great little waders, and they're good quality. But like I said, with the 8 Fans, they're probably after a few uses, who knows, may get a small hole in it and have to be repaired and that kind of thing. Now this next pair is my main waders. These are the Sims G3s, and they are really nice, but they are really expensive. But they are very, very comfortable. It's one of those things you get what you pay for. But they have real nice thick gravel guards. The booties are extra thick. I have worn the hell out of these so far and haven't gotten a leak. I've been through brush, debris, hiking, all different kinds of water conditions, and these things are just great. Now I'm going to put these on and I'll show you some of the features you get, which can be important when you're spending that extra money. All right, now that I got the waders on, I can show you kind of some of the things you get. One thing that's important with especially these higher end models of Sims, they have a really good warranty. So it's almost a no questions asked warranty. You get holes in them, tears in them, something's wrong with them, you can pretty much send them back and they'll send you a new set. So it's a good value in that respect, because if you upgrade to waders like this, you're probably like me and you fish a lot and you're gonna put them through their paces. So things are gonna happen. You're gonna get holes, you're gonna get tears. It just depends on how long they last before that happens. So a good warranty is always something I look for, and Sims has a really good warranty and real good customer service that way. But some of the features you don't get in some of the other waders is these nice lined pockets up front, especially in areas where it's really cold. It's really nice to put a hand warmer in here, and you can keep your hands warm. Because fishing in the Sierras or a pyramid, obviously it's very cold at times. So that's a big thing. And these zippers, when you zip them up, they're watertight. So you can have electronics in here and the water won't get in and mess them up. Like especially like I have a key with my truck. It's a key fob and not a key. So if I get that thing wet, I'm in big trouble. I probably won't be able to start my truck. So it's good to have waterproof pockets. They also come with this extra pocket on the inside, and this is really a cool deal, because I can keep stuff in it and almost leave it open, and when I bend down to do things, it rolls forward so it never dumps. So sometimes if I forget to zip it up and I bend over, I'm usually okay. Stuff won't fall out. The biggest thing with buying these new expensive waders is the construction. Like these are made of Gore-Tex material, where the other ones are made of some kind of rubberized nylon, let's say. So they keep you warmer, they breathe better, and overall they're more comfortable. Another feature which is huge is this. It's got two different male and female buckles on the shoulder strap. So if you want, and you're not in the water, you can just roll this down and make this into a belt. Right like that. And then you get a lot more breathability to your upper body. If say you're driving to another lake or you're taking a break, you can roll that down and get a little bit more air, and you're a lot more comfortable. Now this last pair of waders is really different. These are pants waders. So they don't come up to your chest like regular chest waders, they just go up to your waist. And they're Stockingfoot, just like the other ones. They do have a built-in gravel guard here. And these are really cool because they're super comfortable, because you don't have the chest piece coming up. So these are great, like say if you're at the mud hole and you're gonna go out and wade, but you're not gonna go out very far, just up to your knees like that. I think that's the rule, you can't go past your knees. These are a great option, and when you have them on, it doesn't feel like you're wearing waders. It feels like you're just wearing pants. It's like wearing rain gear. It's no big deal. The drawback is if you're somewhere where you need to get a little deeper, like say a pyramid, these aren't as effective. You can't go very deep. If the wind kicks up and there's waves, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to have to go in shallower. So it really limits what you're able to do. But if in the right environment, these are outstanding. In fact, I use these when I kayak. These are what I use so I can, if I have to put a foot in the water, it's not a big deal. And it doesn't feel like I'm all bundled up in chest waders when I'm sitting in the yak. All right, as far as boots, we'll start kind of low to high. First one is these Frog Togs boots, and they're basically just a regular boot with a lug sole, and they have a neoprene upper. And the cool thing about them, they got a zipper here, they're easy to get on and off, and they're very inexpensive. But the trade-off is obviously durability and comfort. These are not the most comfortable boots. But if you're just starting out, for the price, these will get you in. They're more comfortable than I think the boot-in waders. And you can put an insole in here. It doesn't matter if insole that you get at the store gets wet, and you can make them a little bit more comfortable. But that's always the trade-off is when you pay less for something, typically, especially with waders, it's usually a comfort issue or a durability issue. Same thing with the flow tubes. But one thing when you're buying boots for waders, you have to remember there's a neoprene bootie going in, and then you're going to have wool socks or neoprene socks under that to keep you warm, right? So all my boots, my wading boots, I order a size bigger. So usually I wear a 9.5 or a 10. My wading boots are size 11. Because if you get your regular size in your regular sock, you're going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to feel like your foot's crammed in there, and you're going to have a lot of foot and toe pain because the boots are going to be too tight. So always make sure you size up on wading boots. Ones are awesome. These are older corkers. Great boots and super comfortable. And some of the cool features with the corkers, I think the Sims boots have this too, but they have this BOA system. It's like a snowboard boot. So all you do is click this down, and that's how you tie your laces basically. You just crank it down, and these tighten up and tighten around your foot. And then when you're done for the day, you just pull this out, and it comes right open. It's easy to get off. Another interesting feature with these corkers is they have a removable sole. So this pops off, and they're interchangeable. Like they give you these felt soles, and what these felt soles are for you guys that don't fish streams a lot, it's for when there's a bunch of rocks and they got moss or slime on them. This stuff helps you grip on, because you try it with these, you're gonna slip and slide like you're on ice. But you put these on, they'll give you a lot more grip. So it's a huge deal to be able to change your soles. And in fact, they have many different varieties. They even have ones with ice spikes in them. If you're fishing where there's ice, and you can throw these on real quick, even with the boot on, it's real easy to do, and you're off and running. So huge deal with these. And these boots are reasonably priced and extremely comfortable. I absolutely love these things. But these ones, as you can see, they're older and getting a little beat up. Put a lot of miles on them, but they're still workable. But I got some newer ones. And these right here are the Corker River Ops, and these are a step up from the Devil's Canyon ones I just showed you. But as you can see, they're a little bit more rigid, a lot more ankle support. Again, you have the removable soles like you did on the other ones, and the BOA system. These are just awesome boots, and just the feel of them, they're a lot more sturdy than those last ones, even those are really good boots. These are just the next step up and are a little bit better, and man, are they comfortable. I can fish all day in these and don't have hardly any pain. They are outstanding shoes. Feels like I'm wearing slippers. So they're really good. So that's one of the biggest things I could tell you. If you're gonna fish for a long time, spend the money and get stuff that keeps you comfortable. Because if you're not comfortable, you're not gonna want to fish, and you're just gonna have a bad time. So look at that. If you're just starting out, you can maybe try some budget gear, see if you like it. Once you get into it, definitely invest some money and make sure you're comfortable out there. All right, now first thing I want to talk about with accessories is these cool deals, wader bags. This is one Sims makes, but they are very inexpensive. I think they're like 40 or 50 bucks. There's a lot of other companies that make wader bags too, but what's really cool about these, not only does it hold your waders, and it has vents in here to help it dry so it won't get all moldy and stuff if you leave it in here sometimes. This thing unzips and forms a big circle, so when you're donning or doffing your waders, you can stand in it, and you don't have to worry about, especially if you have Stockingfoot waders, you don't have to worry about standing in dirt or small rocks and getting that in your boots or damaging your booty on your waders. So these are really awesome, and I highly suggest you get these. It makes things a lot easier, because before I knew these existed, I always had to carry a towel with me or a little blanket to stand on, a little piece of carpet, so I didn't get all that stuff on my booties and in my boots. But it's all self-contained, so you don't have to worry about a thing. Just unzip this thing. It's like a clamshell, turns into a circle, and you stand right on it and put your stuff on. When you're done, take it off right on top of it and zip it up, and you're ready to go. All right, next thing I want to talk about is socks. They have wool socks, obviously, because again, wearing waders, you're getting a cold environment. If it was a nice warm environment like Florida, you wouldn't need waders. You just go in your shorts. So they have these neoprene socks. Really good deal. They keep your feet warm. And also obviously wool socks. A good pair of wool socks. I always wear either these or the wools. I have worn both at times, but I think with both on it didn't make much of a difference. But these neoprenes work really well, and they are reasonable. You get them on Amazon. And any of the things I've shown you so far, just hit me up in the comments and I will send you links to all the stuff I got, so you can purchase it yourself if you're interested, or at least look at it. But again, like I said, with the boots, these are pretty thick. Wool socks are pretty thick. Then you got your bootie on there. So with the Stockingfoot, just make sure you get a size bigger on the boot, or you might have a bad time. Another cool accessory is this stuff. I'll put a picture up. This stuff is a little tube called Aqua Seal, and what it is, it's a wader repair gel, and you can put it when you find a leak. If you can discover where it is, even if the waders are soaking wet, you put a little bit of this on there and hit it with an ultraviolet flashlight, and it cures in like seconds. And then you can go back in the water. I mean, your leg might be wet, but there won't be more water getting into your leg. So this stuff is awesome, but just make sure you get the Aqua Seal UV, the ultraviolet, because they do sell Aqua Seal that dries normally, and it won't work with the UV light. But if you get the UV, that stuff, once you hit it with the light, it dries almost instantly. So this is really cool stuff. And it works on other things. Like I helped some people repair their raft one time up in the Sierras, and it held right on the raft material. So really cool stuff, and they have this on Amazon as well. Now the last thing and most important is wading belts, and all your waders will come with some form of a wading belt. Like usually they're fairly cheap. This is just a nylon belt, but it will work. This is an aftermarket belt, and it has a little back support and has a little clip so you can hook tools on there, so when you're staying out in the water, your net. So this is a cool deal too, and even these are relatively inexpensive. But the biggest thing I want to tell you about wading belts is they're a safety item, because obviously you're wearing waders, and it's like if you get water in them, it's like filling up a trash bag with water. So in just a few seconds you can end up weighing hundreds of pounds. And if you're in a stream or a pretty good moving river, and you fall down, don't have a belt on, not only are you going to get wet, those waders are going to fill up very quickly, and you're going to start moving downstream, and there won't be much you could do about it. If you're in a lake, there is something to be said about neutral buoyancy. If you fell off the flow tube, the waders will fill up, and you could probably tread water for a little bit, but that's why I wear a life jacket. But trying to get back into a kayak or a flow tube with full waders, to me seems near impossible. So always wear a belt, because you will get wet at some point, and have this thing cinched tight so your waders don't fill all the way up, and it honestly could save your life, because you can. I had Esteban, he was at Lundy, I believe, crossing a running streak, and he went down. He didn't get real wet, he was able to get up quick, but it can happen that fast. And I've fallen in creeks before. It just happens. So always wear a belt. Very important, and realize the importance of it, because it really could save your life. All right, guys, there you have it. I hope it was informative. There's a lot of information to get out there, and I'm sure I missed a few things. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, because I was going through all this stuff and remembering things and forgetting things. So please just leave a comment, and I'll get back to you and answer any questions I can. One thing I thought of is when you're fitting your waders, you want them to be a little bit big, because if you can see in the videos, I'm wearing heavy jackets, and sometimes you got to tuck them into the waders. So you don't want them to be skin tight. You want to have a little bit of room to put some bulky clothes on, because you're going into a cold environment. So always keep that in mind. And if you find boots with that are your size, always check the measurement on the waders. Like I said earlier, different companies have different sizes that they consider large or extra large or medium. So take a look at the measurements, and don't solely go off the boot size, because the boots may fit and then the rest won't. So always look at that. Now, Big announcement. Well, let me just play this for you.
A new premium braid has emerged. Designed for anglers that require a delicate presentation to tame what lurks below the surface. Embrace the darkness. Sinister Strand Premium Fiber Braid.
So there you have it. I was as shocked as you all are. He's been planning this for a long, long time, I guess. And in our hour of need,
your Savior is here!
He came out with it. And I can't believe it. As you can see in the commercial, I did get my hands on it already and got to fish it. And it is awesome. Great line. Super happy with it. And according to him, this is just the beginning. It's available at goldenstatefishing.shop right now. But eventually he's going to have it to where he's going to start putting it on Amazon, as many stores as he can, so it'll be widely available. And he's going to have more pound tests coming out, like 6, 8, 10, and 12, I believe, in the future. So really cool deal. The 4-pound, I love the line. I can't wait to see the heavier weights, especially when we go up to the mid. So super excited. And I know a lot of it's sold out immediately, but he's got more coming. So just be patient. More is on the way, and really stoked about it. And I'm sure you guys are too. So I'm going to be fishing a lot of the Sinister Strand in the coming videos, and really can't wait to get at those fish. So with that, if you want any of the Golden State Fishing custom baits, or the WaterLand sunglasses, or the katana rods, there's a QR code right up here. With the Golden State Fishing custom baits, if you use code Seaspanker at checkout, you get 10% off. And with the WaterLand sunglasses, if you use the hyperlink that's in this QR code and purchase something, you get 15% off. So really good deal. The katana rods, like I said in another video, the flagship model has been decided upon, and I will have one in my hands very soon. I'll start using it in the videos, and those are going to become very widely available very soon. Website, all that stuff. So it's almost there. It's coming, I promise. So if you want to get one of those katanas, you will be able to very soon, and for a little bit cheaper. so really cool deal. So as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any other questions, leave them right here on YouTube, or hit me up on my Instagram at Seaspanker Outdoors. And until next time, hope to see you out there. Tight lines.